As if a way to punctuate the fact that IFA is coming to a close, the Berlin sun has moved away and the clouds have moved into its place. I know that sounds really corny, but that is truly how I feel about leaving IFA. This is my first IFA, and nostalgically, this is going to be a big moment for me to remember, because the fact that I covered IFA means that I'm nearing my first year as a tech reporter, a tech journalist, whatever you want to call it, a YouTuber, a tech YouTuber. So IFA marks a very important time for me, because now we have CES, and that's pretty much when I started last year at CES. As far as the convention actually goes, there is a lot to love about IFA in Berlin. The thing is, you have to remember that this is not just a mobile conference. While mobile does have a very big focus here at IFA, it's not the only thing that you'll see. You'll see everything from home appliances to ovens to vacuums and robotic vacuums and stuff like that. The Messe itself actually is one of the biggest venues that I've ever been to, and as far as a tech show goes, it's one of the hardest to navigate actually. At CES you have just a few huge buildings and you just have to weave your way around to find the actual spot of the thing you're trying to report on. But here some vendors have their own huge room, and then there are a bunch of other buildings. There are upwards of 28 buildings here, and all of them have a different function. And the problem is, everything is listed like 6, 6.2 for the second floor, 6.3 for the third floor, and then there are just arrows pointing everywhere. You don't necessarily know where you have to go until you actually sort of get halfway there, and then you start to see sort of the light at the end of the tunnel. So the Messe is definitely one of the toughest venues to cover, because there's so much walking and you could get lost really easily. But in this last day or two that I was here at IFA, I think I got the hang of it finally, so things went a little bit smoother this time around. And of course we have to talk about the Galaxy Note 3. It's the biggest release, obviously, and everyone's going to be talking about it for weeks to come until it finally comes out and gets into people's hands. But as far as the Galaxy Note 3 is concerned, I actually really love most about it. What I love most about it is that back, that new material that they're using. Yes, they keep saying that it's pretty much like leather, but it really isn't. It's textured plastic, don't get fooled. Other than that, it's great to see LG coming back into the tablet game, and that's super great. The LG G Pad, it's a good device, and it kind of takes the best of all the worlds that we all want from our devices. The plastic material, the aluminum material, all put together. You got the plastic front and the aluminum back. After that, of course, like I called it at MWC this past February, Sony is going to take my heart every time I go to a show, and this is because they have great design on top of great features on phones that honestly have a bit of a nostalgic factor, because Sony is a company that we've all grown up with, and we just, for me, I want to see them succeed, at least in a number of different ways. With that in mind, the Onami phone, or now the Xperia Z1, is a great device. It is a lot like the Xperia Z, so you might need to take that into account. But other than that, it's a greatly designed phone. The Xperia Z design was still very well received, and it comes with a lot of great features, especially that 21-ish megapixel camera, the G lens. Oh man, you want to know a story? Okay, my favorite moment from this entire trip, hands down, has got to be from my second night. So that morning, Bogdan had left, and I was taking care of all of the coverage at IFA pretty much by myself. And I ended up hanging out at the Intel Bloghut, which is honestly the safe haven. I can't thank the guys at Mobile Geeks and Intel for allowing us to be there, and for just for the existence of that. It was great. I wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for our friends over at Mobile Geeks. But anyway, so we're over there and I'm taking care of all of my stuff, and I'm trying to get videos done. I ended up on a live stream, so that's amazing. Hopefully we'll be able to see the footage of that later on. And I even did a video with the great Ashley Esqueda from Techno Buffalo, so that was wonderful as well. But at the end of the day, I ended up going with Mobile Geeks, with Nicole and Sasha Pallenberg of Mobile Geeks, to a party. Essentially, when you come to events like this, you pretty much have to find as much free food as you possibly can, just to keep things as cheap as possible, because the taxi fare alone to and from your hotel to the venue can really make you broke. But anyway, I ended up going to this party, and this was the day that I wore my Android Authority shirt, and I wore it for the live stream. But then what I found out was we were going to a Microsoft party, so it was a little precarious to say the least. I wouldn't have thought it was that bad if I didn't walk into the restaurant that Microsoft was having the party, and I didn't hear the person who was giving a speech for whatever reason say, Android says they have a lot of updates all the time, but Windows Phone updates are more substantial. When I heard that, I went plaster white, and I was super scared about being like having Android on my chest while sitting there. Luckily for me, I put an extra shirt inside of my bag, a button-up shirt, and I kind of mosey outside. I put my stuff down, and I start putting my shirt on, and I like start buttoning it up. And Nicole's trying to figure out where I am and looks outside, and it's like, get in here. And I'm like, wait. So Sasha sees me, and I'm like, I'm trying to cover up my Android Authority shirt, and he just starts busting up. It was so funny, just the comedy of this entire situation, that I had to cover up my Android Authority shirt because I was super afraid that I was going to get the crap beat out of me at a Microsoft show, Microsoft party. And so as you can see, it is literally the end of the day for me. There's one more day of IFA left, but I've called it a wrap today. The sun is starting to go down, and we obviously have the clouds in the sky covering everything up. I just wanted to be here and give all of you a huge thanks for watching all of our coverage, for being there, right there with us at IFA. I tried my best to give you a glimpse into what the experience of IFA is like in a few videos, and I really hope that you got a lot out of our coverage, and I cannot even begin to give you my most sincerest thanks for being there with us. But as always, thank you very much. This is Josh Vergara from Android Authority. Thank you very much for watching. I can't even say it enough. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you at CES.